In order to get the best developers at the best price, you have to be flexible in your interview approach. If there's one thing that frustrates me when I go around companies and being interviewed by myself is process when it comes to interviews. Now, I can understand why you want to have a good process for maybe juniors going into permanent roles, but one epidemic that I've seen in the market that I'm in is the contract market and the senior developer market, where you have coding tests that you'd normally give to juniors. Some of the things that really frustrate me are those things like Codility, where you have like an algorithm challenge, or you have online, solve this problem when someone else is looking at your screen when it's not even in their own development environment. So you have to use something like CoderPad. Those things are just, if you want to turn off senior developers, that's how you do it. The best way to do technical interviews is to get a senior developer like myself to sit and talk to your candidate face to face. Someone like myself, I can talk to the developer, and with about 5 minutes I can tell if he's technically able to do the role. I can look at their GitHub, I can ask them questions about JavaScript, bind, what's call, what's apply, what's prototype, what's promises. If the guy knows the stuff, then you'll be able to tell pretty quickly if he understands the JavaScript. If you want to do tests, then what I do recommend is bring them in for a pair programming exercise. For example, I once interviewed with a company that had a React application, and what they did was they sat me down with a developer and they had a React app within WebStorm, and they had a Redux router. Everything was set up, but they just had a little bug in there that I could debug and step through in the code. I didn't have to set up things from scratch. And he was there to just help me understand the problem, and then I could just fix the solution. That is a much better way to do it than to just get somebody to code algorithms from the scratch. Because sometimes people, they perform really bad under a pressure situation like that. In day-to-day programming activities, you don't really have somebody looking over your shoulder, checking everything you write. You do have pair programming in a corporate environment, but it's much less pressure. There's lots of different psychologies when it comes to developing developers. You have to be able to be flexible in what you do to test the programmer. Some of the worst things I've seen is I've actually, back in the past when I was interviewing with a company, it was actually a contract, I got sent a 2-hour, Codility challenge, or maybe it took an hour and a half. There's no way I'm going to do that. I value my time. An hour and a half of my time, even if it's for a contract, I can be investing that time in something that is going to bring me much more long-term reward. Sure, if somebody's desperate, then sure, send them the test, they'll probably do it. But I tell you, if you send a lot of these, what I've seen, typical coding challenges, you're going to turn away a lot of developers that have high demand. And you will filter bad candidates, but you also, with rigorous processes of interviewing, you can turn away a lot of candidates. One of the most important things I can say interviewing is take a balanced approach. You don't want to let people that talk the talk but can't do the stuff, but you don't want to turn away those people that are really talented and you can find out in much quicker, efficient ways if they can do the job. If you want to find more information, I have an event called Secrets of World Class Developer Teams. It runs in London, but I can also run it ad hoc, remotely, or in person if you want to do that as a book a training with me. Thanks for watching this brief introduction. I hope you liked it, and please subscribe and leave a comment below if you want to know any more questions based on my years of experience both being interviewed and interviewing candidates. Thank you. See you around.